Greetings, this is Atma Bodha. Today is December 6, 2021, and this is podcast number 8. The Divine Leela, or Cosmic Dance. There is some dispute in some circles about the purpose of life, the purpose of physical reality, why humans exist, why the planet Earth exists. If ultimate truth is so profound and so beyond time and space, why does it even need to have a physical plane? And that's a great question. Some people have answered that there is no purpose to life, that this is all some kind of cosmic accident. Some people regard what we see and experience as humans as just an incidental byproduct of cosmic interplay of forces beyond our understanding. However, those are not accurate assessments of the reason we have physical reality. The fact of the matter is that the cosmic consciousness, this supreme truth, is sentient. It has its own consciousness. And yes, although it exists beyond the boundaries of space and time, it is so magnificent that it has infinite ways it chooses to express itself. And that is what is meant by the divine Leela, or the cosmic dance. We all, as humans, have the opportunity to participate in this ultimate celebration, this culmination onto the physical plane, something that existence has been working towards. Everything's been building towards this moment of expression, of cosmic expression. And the more we as humans get in touch with our hearts, and we can attune our minds to this greater truth, like individual antennas, we can tune into this greater truth, which in turn inspires us and awakens our heart. And the more we are in touch with this, the more we become expressions of something greater. It's like, wow, there's just so many ways to look at this. And so these images in my head, and then trying to translate this into English can be a little bit of a challenge, because on the one hand, I have to be very careful with my words every time I do a podcast, because every single word needs to be precise. Otherwise, it can be taken out of context. For example, I was about to give the analogy that, for example, a corporation, people can be a representative of a corporation, whether it be Amazon or Google or what have you. And to give you an idea of how this works, if you ever have a problem with one of these social media sites and you get an email that says, oh, you've been temporarily banned or something like that, it always will come, at least in my experience, unless they change their policy by the time you read this, but it seems like it comes from the corporation itself. There's never, well, at least for me, I've not seen a human name attached to it. So you get these anonymous emails from a corporation saying, well, you've been banned for such and such days, and it's signed, whatever, Google staff, or, the staff at Twitter or something. So that is an example of not having an individual response, which is the opposite of how the ultimate truth works. Okay, the supreme truth does not operate through humans in such a dehumanizing way. In fact, the closer you are to the supreme truth, the more of an inspired individual you become, and the less susceptible you are to outside influences. And again, that's where you get that equanimity of mind. In fact, you can have an impenetrable mind when you do this, right? So an impenetrable mind basically means that no other outside influence can unsettle you, that nothing can interrupt you from your bliss. But the point of where I'm trying to go with this is, if you can imagine a corporation that entrusts individuals to represent it, and the employees regard that as a great honor, a lot of them, right? Let's say you're a CEO of a corporation, or a CFO, or and then lower on the ladder, maybe you're a sales representative. Well, you get assigned the letter with your name, and maybe you can actually talk to people and say, "Oh, hello, my name is such and such. I'm with Microsoft." Well, that is an example of representing a corporation, right? Well, the ultimate truth doesn't seek representation because it's already pervades everywhere. There's nothing outside of its purview. And I've said this before, but it goes everywhere. Every person has been exposed and has objective truth within them, whether they realize it or not. And this is something that once we are able to expand our consciousness and remove these self-limiting beliefs, and so that we are in a place where we're always in tune with it, then life becomes a celebration. And it feels like you're celebrating this cosmic expansion. And through you, this living one truth is able to breathe and to express itself. And in so doing, your proximity and symbiosis with it is the effect on you is transformative. You become empowered, independent. Other forces cannot shake that love and bliss. In fact, it's amazing if you think about it, because when you feel love all the time, when you feel bliss all the time, I just wish I could give everybody a magic pill. But that is the cosmic Leela, the cosmic dance, is when you're living this life in this world, and everywhere you go, you are actively bringing love and inspiration to those around you, and creating, I see in the future to have events and where people are dancing and feasting and celebrating life, because not because of the color of our skin, not because of your sex or your sexual orientation or your gender or your culture, but we celebrate together because we recognize this common thread of love and ultimate truth that connects us, unites us, and empowers all of us. It's almost like we're secret agents for a cosmic force put here on earth to create heaven on earth, to burn away negativity and deception, and to represent purity and cosmic expansion. and inspired individualism and opposing collectivistic hive mind kind of thinking. To have true freedom of speech, true freedom, true liberation. Because when it comes from inside of you, when your heart is ignited by that love, that is true freedom. And when your mind is always inspired, you can't feel depressed. You're too happy. You're too full of euphoria and joy and bliss. That sadness and depression and anxiety and fear, they become strangers to you. And because of this inner strength that you developed, empowered by this one living truth and the love in your heart, you cannot get more sincere than that. You cannot be more authentic than that. So unlike collectivist thinking, whereby maybe some corporations might have a group think, some religions often will have a group think, with the ultimate, there is no such thing as groupthink, because there's nothing more personal, nothing more individual than feeling this inner inspiration and love. And this is a separation from the world. In other words, instead of the world imposing its will upon you and you feeling desire for the world and the things that the world can give you, that bliss and inspiration is internal. So instead of you being rocked by the waves of the outside, you can create your own waves. These internal loving vibes of truth and love can ripple out from you. And they can awaken people and inspire people and make people feel comfortable and make people feel like they want more. But at the same time, it's not like a drug where it's an addiction. It's something that once you have a taste of and you are able to develop a connection with, something that you can have all the time. It's not something in limited supply. It's not something that people can make money from you. I mean, I suppose it's possible. Anything's possible to try to monetize whatever. But the point here is it's something for free. It's as free as air that you breathe. It's as free as water. Well, I guess water can have a price these days, but it's as free as the air you breathe. And oh, wow. You can have it all the time. It's one breath away. One breath away from you feeling down to you feeling up. And if you are able to maintain that, which is, you totally can maintain that. I'm a living example of that. You can feel this bliss and love all the time. And when you do, every day becomes that divine Leela, that cosmic dance. So, but the point is, from the deeper philosophical perspective, why does the ultimate truth want to express itself on earth? And the answer to that question is, when you are so amazing, there are no limitations. So if it chose not to express itself on earth, that would be a limitation, wouldn't it? So there is a purpose to life, and all roads lead back to truth. And what the ultimate truth wants to do is make it easier for people to find success, to find excellence, because there is no greater excellence than ultimate truth. There is no greater wondrousness than ultimate truth. There is no knowledge beyond the supreme living truth, the one living truth. Everything that's empowering, there's no greater power than the one living truth. So The point is that why would people not want a part of this? This should be the most incredible thing that everybody would want. It's like free bliss. Who could argue with bliss? Who doesn't want bliss? Everybody wants bliss. Everybody wants love. And if someone says, oh, I don't want love, I don't want bliss, they have no idea what they're talking about. Because if people really understood what this is about, they would want it. It's not about restrictions. It's not about saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You have to think this way. And if you don't think this way, you're a bad person. No. One thing I haven't touched upon, which I don't really like to touch upon, which is why I didn't bring it up, is the concept of sin. Because that's one misunderstanding that people have, and that's a self-limiting belief, is when people regard themselves as a sinner. Because you don't want to identify as a sinner. That does not help you. It helps no one, actually. Except maybe it helps others control you. Maybe some people might use the concept of you being a sinner to disempower you and make it easy for you to control and make you one of the sheep. But actually, the truth is, the full verse of the Bible is, all have sinned who have fallen short of the glory of God. In other words, when you are experiencing this awesome ultimate truth, that's not sin. That's beautiful. You're not a sinner if you're experiencing this. And that is the truest nature, your truest identity, is this deeper understanding of who you are. When you can go deeper into yourself and you can unlock the mysteries of your heart, what you'll find there is someone that you would like very much, because that's you in there. That's the most authentic you. And what happens is, because of being weak and not having that resilience because of your disconnection with the ultimate truth, that's when you get the ups and downs of life. That's when you can feel the various vices, whether it be anxiety or guilt or jealousy or envy or any of these vices that you don't like to experience. You don't have to experience. You have a choice. You can choose to experience only what you want to experience in life. You don't have to be so weak whereby someone else's words or emotions have to bounce on you. And you don't need to get dumped on by negativity. And you can be strong enough so that even if someone tries to dump their toxicity onto you, that you can be resilient and bounce back from that. But yeah, so in conclusion here, yes, there is a purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is, it's an infinite ways to express ultimate truth. The splendor, the glory, the diversity of life are just more ways that the divine can express itself. And we are only aware of Earth, but there are countless planets out there in the universe, and there could be many, many more populated, intelligent planets out there that also can resonate with the ultimate truth. So it becomes a universal celebration, not even limited by the planets that we know, but also can be expanded into the infinite with other intelligent lives out there. Well, this has been awesome. This is Atma Bodha signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.